I know you're out there. I can feel you now. I know that you're afraid. You're afraid of us. You're afraid of change. I don't know the future. I didn't come here to tell you how this is going to end. I came here to tell you how it's going to begin. I'm going to hang up this phone, and then I'm going to show these people what you don't want them to see. I'm going to show them a world without you.
What's up, everybody? I'm Fool.
I'm Main One, and we're Unplugged, Free Your Mind, the show where we discuss and share our perspectives on an array of topics and world news from an unfiltered, unbiased, and unplugged point of view. Good
Uh,
evening, everyone. Um,
Jay is
sorry we didn't let.
backstage,
Yeah,
but
go ahead.
yeah, Jay is backstage, but it says devices not connected.
Oh, okay.
So,
So, I mean, I'm hoping since we didn't put it out that to everybody that we were going to be on Mondays, going forward for the foreseeable future. We're gonna do our streams on Monday, just to keep from scheduling conflicts between all three of us. But we appreciate y'all tuning in. As always, we do a roll call when we come in. When you come in, just let us know where you're coming in from, where you're watching from, and so we can all be connected.
I heard a boop. No, I heard a boop, but the boop ain't work. She's still off.
Oh, Jay having technical difficulties.
And for everybody that's gonna end up watching, I want to first apologize for being late, even though it was like a minute. I've been getting messages and stuff like that, so I apologize. And it's also hilarious that an IT person is having technical difficulties, and it ain't me. Usually it's my problem over here. But today, for the first time in a long time, it ain't me. Excuse me. I'm doing my best right now to go ahead and share the show in as many places as I can right now. And while I'm doing that, I would like to let y'all know that I played in a golf tournament today.
Okay.
And started off good.
Mm.
I actually I bogeyed the first hole. I birdied the next hole. I made a 38-foot putt.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I dropped a bomb today. And then I think I got a par after that. Then I went triple. I went 7-8. Yeah. But I'm working on something. I can't really be mad. And honestly, it is what it is. So it's a process. The great thing about it is my attitude is better. So I'm not out there getting mad, and that's a process. I did make 2 birdies. So
right.
The fact that I made 2 birdies, there's a skins game out there, whatever. And as a result of that, one of my skins held up. So I actually did something. And my next tournament is going to be it's going to be Sunday. So we'll see how this plays out. I'm a work in progress, and it's just about being patient, hands down.
Hey man, keep at it, man. I mean, this is your passion, so you got to keep at it. So
how's it looking on your front?
man, everything's good, man. No complaints. My son is we decided to let him do travel ball this year, so it's really not in town. It's not far. It's like practices are an hour away 3 times a week. So I'm getting some miles on my car and my tires, but is an investment. You got to invest in your kids when they show passion and shit. So he has been showing passion in this for a while. So this is an investment. So
Yeah.
we'll keep going and see what happens.
Well, my first question, based on how old is he again?
15.
So he's 15, and I know you've been posting his videos and things like that. Has he gotten any looks yet?
Prior to contrary belief, what you see on like like the internet and shit like that, coaches really can't contact your kid until like 16, 17. So 11th grade, 12th grade. They can look at them, but they can't really contact them until then. So to answer your question, no. I get a few
Yeah.
people from
No.
yeah. I mean, you know, uh-oh. I know that's not my girl in
Oh shit! Wow.
What do you do? Okay.
No.
You know,
no,
That's
we
you.
no,
This ain't
no.
See, there you go. Being a woman. This ain't about you. This ain't about you.
Oh, I thought you was talking to me.
No, no.
Well, I gotta be who I am, Phil.
It's our girl Tanya. She's
Yeah.
in the comments.
Oh,
comment.
sorry.
It's crazy. No, but here's the thing. We have not heard from Tanya in probably 2 years.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Tanya, we've been looking for you.
If you want to come on, please come
Yeah.
on if you can.
If you, matter of fact, I will put the Jermaine, send her the link. Send her the link.
How I'm gonna do that?
Oh, wait a minute, Tanya. Here's the whole thing. We want to send you the link to come on, but that's why she said making babies. She said making babies.
Just put it in the chat. Shit, just put it in the chat.
Oh yeah.
Come on, Tanya.
If you want to come on, you are more than welcome because we
she
would love to hear what's going on.
She said she can't right now.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying, though? I thought all that was because of the fact that I'm here, and you see how this works out. See how this works out with the fellas.
No, we see you. We see and talk to you. We ain't know what had happened to Tanya. I've been trying to reach out to her and through all kind of channels that I can think of, and nothing. We love you too. We hope everything is good. What baby you on? Last time I checked, you had 2.
And Tanya, please send us your
contact information. In the comments over here?
Yeah,
because I'm not on Facebook right now. Is she Golden Goddess?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes. Tanya, please send us your contact information, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, anything. Please, we want to make sure that we keep in contact and we don't lose contact. I'm about to mute myself real quick because I gotta say something on TikTok.
Well, then all good. Then I'll just take time out at this moment to say sorry, guys. Pick up from where the start of the show. I am Jay, and I was having technical difficulties, but I figured it out. I've actually moved around PCs and stuff in my house, so I needed to start from scratch. So I'm here. Had a great weekend. Weekend was great. No gigs this weekend. It was.
I'm feeling the hair. I'm feeling the hair. You got this Diana Ross. I don't want to say nothing wrong, so I'm just leave it at Diana Ross. You got Diana Ross going on.
Diana Ross / Tina Turner.
Okay. Chaka Khan.
Chaka Khan. Because you could do this. And Chaka Khan, because you could do this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Chaka Khan.
I'm crazy. But I had a very relaxing weekend. It was great weather here in New York. Sorry for all my peeps that's in upstate, New York and Philly. But I was at the pool this weekend. It was great. I relaxed.
You in New York?
I'm sorry, Florida. You know what I mean?
I'm looking like,
I'm saying sorry for my peeps who are in the upstates.
I'm about to say.
And Philly or whatever. No. I'm in Florida. I'm just saying that this was the first weekend where weather was permissible, like the 80s, where I'm like sitting out at the pool, and I'm not used to that. I'm just not in March. No. So it was a good weekend. It was relaxing.
I have a somewhat of a mini announcement for you two good peoples.
All right.
I told Jermaine that my objective, hopefully by Monday, that our TikTok page will be at 3,000 followers. That was my goal. Now, mind you, I don't even think it's been a week, and we were at like 1,600 or something like that. We had 26. We had 2,600.
Okay.
Just to let y'all know, I've been putting in work. My objective is to get that page to 10,000. But just so y'all have a heads up, once your numbers start doing this on TikTok, they start checking every single post. and you violating guidelines, and I didn't even say nothing. Like, mind you, when I appealed them, when it's the bullying and all that stuff, the appeal comes through in like 2 minutes. Once they start talking about the misinformation and all of that, they don't want to respond to the appeals. So we got strikes, we got warnings, and mind you, I did not say anything out of the ordinary. I'm talking about nothing, and I was talking so broad that it was crazy. But it turns into, what do you expect? It is what it is. Jermaine, if you can you post that picture of Serena Williams, please?
Oh, we starting from there?
I kind of want to start from there, and then we can progress, because I need people to look at this. I'm dead serious. I really do need people to look at this picture of Serena Williams.
Okay.
Now, for me personally, if it was a choice between Serena and Venus, I used to always say Serena because she was thick, because that's my speed. I hated the fact that people would say she looked manly and all of the other stuff, but this is a true example of self-hate right here. I mean, are you serious? It's so bad when you look at the picture on the left. It's almost like she's wearing a mask. And I say that to say, for everybody out there, especially to the women, please control your narrative of what beauty is. Because unfortunately, and it's not just America, let's not get it twisted. The title of tonight's show is Divide and Conquer Part 2. When the powers that be have enough power over you that you're self-conscious about your looks and you're looking for this standard, this is what happens. Same way that you have dark skin and light skinned Dominicans. I think it's the same way with the Indians. It doesn't stop. Whether it's colorism, whether it's politics, whether it's religion, whether it's sport, it's always something to keep us separated. Now, when I look at these two pictures, on the right, you see someone who is confident in who they are. On the left, I don't know what that is. I am dead serious. Now, we got a woman on the show. Jay, feel free to go ahead and say what you got to say. But that, to me right there, that's horrible. And that's ridiculous.
Hold on,
Yeah,
Jay, before you go, let me I just wanted to say I'm gonna have to do a deep dive on this picture, because I think this picture like surfaced like last year sometime, and they say I'm not sure if she changed her face to look like that. I think it was like the makeup artist did it. She was doing some kind of photo shoot, and the makeup artist did it. I'm gonna have to find a recent picture. I'm not sure about that, but like I said, I remember seeing this same picture floating around like last year sometime, but I could be wrong. But I'm gonna do a deep dive into it. Go ahead, Jay.
So, I'm not going to sit and defend anything in terms of self-hate. I mean, it happens. We've seen it happen with celebrities or whatever. But I got to weigh in on this one with her. Like, I follow her. Like,
Is that what she looks like now? You say you follow her. Is that what she looks like now?
Yeah, it is, because she's consistent in what she's doing in terms of her look. Okay, she has a makeup artist. Okay, so this is what I'm saying. I'm not going to sit here and say that it's self-hate. I can't say that. I think that's reaching a bit. We've seen self-hate. I'll give you some examples. Lil' Kim. If you was to post a picture of her back in the 90s and then her now, then yeah, I would be on board for that. But with Serena, I think it's, life changes you. You go through things in life, and I'm going to be specific. Like, she had a baby, she's gotten married, she's retired. I think she is. Like, I'm going to say that it's warranted that at a certain point you start looking different and feeling different. You want to do something about it. I'm going to say for her, I don't think that this is self-hate. I think that this is someone who got a better makeup artist and got a better stylist and said, hey, this looks good and great on you. Let's try it. And she chose to go there. Now, again, I'm not defending it. I'm just saying she doesn't seem like the type that would just go all, because she could have got more shit done, like fillers. She could have got fillers. I mean, she obviously did her lips, but that's every day. A lot of people are doing their lips. A lot of people are even getting fillers, but this doesn't really appear to me as self-hate. This says, hey, I want to enhance my look at this point, at this age.
Let me
do that.
Let me ask you a question based on what you just said, and we using her as an example, but we speaking on especially our people as a whole.
Of course.
Why in the world would Black women get fillers and get their lips done? Like, to me, I want you to think about this. This is the thing. For me, it boggles my mind, because this is what the other side was doing in order to look like us. That's my thing. And I also look at it as, don't get it twisted, I totally get how outside noise can affect people. I get that. And everybody's not me, whereas it doesn't affect me. That's why, in my opinion, it turns into, where is the love from other people saying to these women, why are you doing this? That's my biggest thing. Like, and you're a woman, so you probably can answer this, because I've been wanting to know this for the longest time. Thankfully, you don't do it, because you're able to wear your glasses. You ain't got them eyelashes that's like this long. Here's my thing. This is the part I don't understand. As a man, this is me. As a man, I love seeing a woman in their natural beauty. I get you may want to put on makeup to enhance your beauty, but our women are literally walking around looking like a particular person that's on TV, whose name starts with a R, their name starts with a R and ends in Paul. I'm not gonna say the name, but our women are literally walking around looking like that. And I'm saying to myself, why? Because I know as a man, we do whatever we can to make sure that we present ourselves in a certain way in order to attract a woman, even though we know it's not about beauty with y'all women. But as far as a man, we have certain things that we are attracted to. And in my personal opinion, when it comes to the women that look like that, those aren't the women that men actually want to be involved with. It's just a one-time thing or something like that. So that's me. I don't.
So this picture right here, right? This was it was posted on March the 3rd. That looks totally different from that picture that we just showed. So that let me know that was some kind of contouring that the makeup artist did on her face to make her look a certain way. And she probably said, "Hey, this may look good," and she went with it, but she doesn't look like she got anything done in this picture. She looked.
Her lips got done.
Hey, like, different makeup artists, different stylists. Y'all don't even notice that her style is different. Her style is totally different from
that ain't different
years ago. I mean, please, she does body all day. She does. But my thing is this: she chose a different type of style. Maybe she got the same stylist, who knows? But maybe they've seen something else and they're creating something else, and she went forward. But let me double back to your question, Fu, in terms of, like, why do women, some women decide to do that? Like, and it's not like a turn on for guys. Okay, listen. At the end of the day, what you do to yourself really shouldn't be for someone. It should be for you. And if I choose to go there, eyelashes, makeup, fillers, lift my face a little, whatever, that's my choice. That makes me feel good about myself. And it's not, I don't see it as self-hate at a certain extent. I see it as, this is me trying to feel better about myself in some capacity. Because again, it is not about what's happening outside. It's what's happening inside. When you get into self-hate goes into, because the world sees me like this, I'm changing myself for the world to see me a certain type of way.
But that's my point. That's the whole thing. there's been a shift where this is becoming more consistent.
Of course.
My point is,
makeup is consistent.
No, we ain't talking about. I'm talking more so of the plastic surgery aspect of it, because our women was not doing this 10 to 15 years ago. It wasn't.
That was 10 or 15 years ago. Fool, let's move forward in time. Now there are things that's available for you to enhance your look. Some of us take advantage of it, some of us do not. I'm not saying one way or the other that is right. What I'm saying is it is a choice. And if you make that choice and it makes you feel good internally, outwardly, then whatever. It's not a big deal. I don't see it as that. Self-hate. Now, self-hate, when you get into doing it over and over and over and over, and we can name a lot of celebrities that went there, then you know you got a problem. Like I watch a lot of plastic surgery surgeons on YouTube, and they talk about this. They talk about the psychological problem that people have when they start doing, you know, all kind of stuff to enhance look, whatever. That's not normal. But you do have just average people that says, hey, I don't like how I look in this, whatever. I don't like how I look right now. I want to enhance it. My thing is, do you? If that makes you feel good about you, do you? And for Black women specifically, no, we shouldn't. Most shouldn't have to do lips and BBLs and whatever's. But if you choose to do that, that is your God-given right. That is for you. It doesn't matter. If you're doing it for you, yes. If you're doing it just to entice a man or a woman or whatever, then yeah, you probably need to think about this for a second. But when you do this, when you're doing it for you and it's something that's going to make you feel good for real, why the hell not? I ain't against it.
Now, Jermaine, I don't know if you remember, if you wrote it down, but can you please go into detail about what you wanted to talk about on the divide and conquer aspect? Do you remember what it was? I don't remember.
Hold on. Y'all check the messenger real quick. I just so we don't, you know, ignore the fact.
No. We good. We good. I already,
because I don't want to move on before. I don't want to move on until, you know, that happens.
It didn't. You sent a private message over here. I got you. I saw it. Julian, the whole thing about it is we got you, but we want to have a back and forth about that. We want to go on with the next topic. That's why. Like, we want to keep it on topic. We just brought up that issue with Serena. Yeah, we want to stay, because we kind of got off topic to a certain extent. So we want to go back on to the topic. So we want to stay on that, because we're not going to be on for an hour. But we got you. We got you in the future. Do you remember what you were saying?
Yeah. So, you know, with all this political shit that's going on now, we already know how this political landscape has gone in the past, and we know where it's going now. I don't know if you saw my post that I posted earlier. It might have been yesterday or the day before yesterday, but I was saying that, you know, we have so many conversations with people that we know and people that we don't know, and we just hear some of the most outlandish stuff. And I said in my post, I said, I think it's a good, I'll just read it verbatim. I said, I propose that if you choose to participate, especially in the theater of national politics, then every 4 years, in order to vote, you must pass a basic political science course. Because most people just parroting verbatim stuff they see on The View, stuff they see on CNN, MSNBC. I mean, just like you gotta, I got my insurance license. Every year or so, I gotta re-exam. You know what I'm saying? Your driver's license, you gotta re-exam. I think that's a fair assessment for, if you're gonna participate, you should be able to pass at least the basic shit of politics. And most people don't even know the basic shit about politics. They just know, oh, Whoopi Goldberg from The View said I should do this, so I'm gonna do this. And these cackling hens on The View. If you're still watching The View at this point, then I can't take nothing you say serious at all. Nothing. It's just comical to me that some of these most people just take their cues from these people who are not even living the same lives that y'all living, but they're parroting this stuff, especially about Joe Biden. And me personally, I can care less about national politics, who's the president and all this damn shit. I mean, the president, I mean, basic politics, you should know that your vote doesn't matter. Your vote doesn't count when it comes to picking a president. Presidents are selected. I mean, if you don't know at least that much, then I don't even talk. I'm not even going to talk. I'm not going to waste my breath talking to you. So that's kind of where I was going with the how they use politics to divide us. They use race to divide us. They use economics to divide us. They use all, now they got all these cultural shit that's divide us. LGBTQ. They trying to put pedo in as a classification as what you identify as. I mean, this shit is fucking crazy to me, and we fall for this damn divide shit. And this is why we started this topic 2 weeks ago with this divide and conquer. And this is why we have part two, because we want to delve a little bit deeper into that.
And I want to say first and foremost, Julian, if you scroll up, you'll see the link to tune in. Excuse me, to jump on if you want. I just posted it again in case you want to. But I want to take it to a different side with the divide and conquer aspect of it. And I hope that a lot of our brothers and sisters realize this. I want to mention the illegal drugs in our communities that help divide us. And I hope y'all really get where I'm coming from. There were drug dealers in our hoods literally destroying our communities and getting rich from it. But you got to ask yourself, where were they getting the drugs from? Why were they let in? And who benefited the most? We did not benefit. They definitely didn't benefit, because it's probably a 0.1 percentile that got away and they actually still have money from it. But guess what? A lot of deaths, a lot of families destroyed, a lot of jail time. And basically, it was literally for fun, if you really think about it. And in my personal opinion, yeah, you want to feed your family, but you want to destroy another family in the meantime. That for me is kind of what strikes a nerve. And all that did was divide us, because think about the communities. Our communities were literally destroyed because of it. Now, mind you, I don't know who Facebook user is. I agree, but I want you to just think about it. It's like Julian, if you look at the comments, I literally just posted the link again. Just copy and paste that and just put it in your browser. Because that's the way that we can respond. And it's so many other examples like that. Jermaine mentioned politics. I just mentioned the subject of drugs and everything like that, or drug dealers, and how that divided our community. And you got religion. It's always something that divides us. And when I say divides us, I'm talking about divides the people, period. But the powers that be, they know the game, because they do it. And what I've been saying on all of these TikTok videos for the past few weeks is this. And this is where people need to understand how the game is being played. You have the elite, you have the wealthy, you have the rich, then you have the working poor and the poor. Ain't no middle class. Let's just stop that right there. So they keep us separated between the working poor and the poor. All we doing is this. We never can get together. And as soon as we do, what do you think happens? Distraction. It's always something. Based on what he said about politics, I'm starting to believe that the reason why there's a damn election every pretty much 2 years is because it helps us to start separating again. Because as soon as there's some traction, then it's always something new. I'm talking about always something new. And it never stops. The other main divide is colorism. You don't like somebody because they dark skinned. You can't get down with somebody because they light skinned. Anybody that's our age, they remember that scene in School Days. That's so prevalent. You know, Jermaine, maybe you could remind me, and I'm a huge fan of A Different World. I don't remember that pretty much happening on A Different World except for the Aunt Jemima episode. They never really touched on colorism on A Different World, ever. They only did it with Kim when they had the Mammy thing.
Yeah.
That was it. And that was towards the end. They never did that. And I appreciate Debbie Allen for that, but she probably should have touched on it. Because you did have the Whitley against Jaleesa dynamic, but it had nothing to do with their complexion.
Yeah. They didn't frame it. They didn't frame it that way.
Yeah. Which was good. But think about what they do. Think about the visuals. Because and I'm gonna say this, and I hope people kind of get where I'm coming from. Imagery is very, very important. I'm talking about very, very important. When I think back to the Cosby Show in A Different World, think about our communities back then. They had so much influence. You could talk to people to this day that went to college because of A Different World. It was a TV show, but it was the imagery that was put out there. When we think about hip hop, same thing. We grew up on a mixture of artists, but you had KRS-One, you had X-Clan, you had Poor Righteous Teachers, you had it was somebody else on the tip of my damn tongue. Kool Moe Dee, he was another one they was spitting conscious lyrics, but it didn't fly because it was too many people listening to that positive shit. So what did they do? They shifted it. When we think about female MCs, we immediately think about Little Kim. We immediately think about Foxy or Nicki Minaj. You won't hear anybody say anything about Queen Latifah because they know Queen Latifah from acting. But what she was doing back then, somebody like an MC Lyte. What was her name? I think it was Positive T. I think so. But we had women rappers out there that was actually doing it. And it wasn't just about selling sex.
Right.
Hell, the women back in the day, you didn't know what they were shaped. You didn't know how they were shaped at all. Right. You had no clue. And I get it that sex sells. But, and you know, a great example of that person, of a person I'm talking about is like Eve. Eve wasn't on it like that. And she's a former stripper. But we have to get past the divide. And we got to start communicating with each other. We have to. Because if we just live on the surface level, it's going to kill us. And we have to start controlling our narrative. That's the reason why, to me, this topic is so important. You know what? This could work. We good, yo. We good. I don't know why I didn't think about this before, but
what happened? What happened?
Nah, I can send. We good. We good. He got the link. I kept thinking I was gonna have to text it, but I remember I'm streaming live on TikTok on my phone. I didn't want to get off. But we have to make sure that communication is key, hands down. And you'll be surprised at how much more you have in common with people once you actually communicate with people. Like last night, well, I'm gonna give y'all a great example of what I deal with here in Douglasville, Georgia. Obviously, you have people on the left and you have people on the right. That's a given. It's never going to change. Last night we had a debate because District 2, which is the district that I live in as far as the county, they had a debate of 5 candidates. But what I found out through the debate was Amazon is looking to build another data center here in Douglasville. If it goes through, it will be 5 data centers in Douglasville, Georgia. So the people are saying this is bringing our home value down because we want to sell our homes. behind us is a damn data center, and it's multiple of those. So they're doing their best to fight it. Now, there's a particular Facebook group on called Uncensored Civic Action of Douglasville or whatever, and it's 6,700 people in there. Jermaine, if you saw the comments in there, you know where I'm getting at. But I'm going to go in there and I'm going to go live, and I'm pretty much going to say, how about we put our political ideologies aside. Let's all band together for this cause, because it in fact is in Douglasville. The issue has nothing to do with politics. There's 6,700 people in this group, yo. 6,700. Now, it's only been a few people showing up to these meetings or whatever to fight this. What happens if 10% of those people from that group show up? 10%. That's how we get change. And that's where you start to put things aside for the common goal. That's what we have to be. I'm pretty sure you heard about the have you heard about the Kellogg protest?
Yeah.
Okay. From what I've been seeing on TikTok, it's real. And the prices are actually going down. So with that being said, it shows you what can happen with the numbers. But when you start talking about social media, the issue is just because you get likes and views does not translate to action. A person can go on, they can get 10,000 views. That don't mean shit if you're not putting any action behind it. Now, when you start talking about protesting like that, that matters. It just does matter. But how many people are willing to do that? That's where it is, because we so damn separated, yo. And they've done a masterful job of separating people.
You know, I was thinking about this the other day. I was like, you know, this mass psychosis of, you know, certain things that's going on. It was like, yo, this shit had to take years to get like this amount of people to be so fucking damn dumb. I mean, this shit had to take fucking years. It's really brilliant when you sit down and think about it. It's like, damn, these motherfuckers are really fucking damn brilliant.
Diabolical. They're diabolical.
It's like, because when you talk to certain people, like when you make your posts on TikTok, and you know, going back and forth in there, I be wanting to go back and forth in there so bad, bro. I be wanting to, you know, make a video like you've asked me so many. You like, hey, make a video response to that. But bro, I've been so much protecting my fucking damn energy from these fucking damn idiots that just suck that shit away from me, because I just can't go back and forth with these idiots because when you show them evidence, when you show them proof, when you show them receipts, it's like it go like this and go right. It's like they don't even see it. So it's like I watch yours and I'll be like,
Mr.
and then
Biden, listen to what I'm about to say to you, sir.
What?
You have to do it for the bigger picture.
I know.
No,
I know.
No, I'm not even gonna say that. Let me say this the right way. You have been hired as an actor on the TikTok page.
Mm-hmm.
So I would love for you to put on a performance where your emotions do not get involved and none of the energy is taken away.
But I know me, because once somebody starts, you know, saying emotional shit to me when I'm, you know, giving them facts, I'm gonna call them an idiot. I'm gonna call them stupid. Right. And that's why I've been like, I really want to make a video of myself first, like practicing, and then just upload it like that. Cause I can't go live, because if I see that, I'm like, you fucking stupid ass idiot.
No. This is what you got to understand about doing it. Just so you know this. You're just replying through video. They can't respond through video. They can't.
Right.
Right.
I know they can't. I know that. But when they respond with some stupid shit, when they
don't respond. No, that's my point.
Right.
All you gotta do is make your response, move on to the next comment, make a response. You can say the same thing 10 times. That's all we need, yo. Because we gotta break it. We got to break it. And for everybody out there, if you have an example of divide and conquer, feel free to put it in the comments, because we want to tackle this like seriously. Because the biggest thing about all of this is we're adults. With us being adults, it's called constructive conversation, so we can move forward. I got to tell y'all, me being on TikTok, me communicating with certain people, they have come at me hard. And when I show them proof about certain things, I've actually had certain people respond to me and apologize. Do I expect that all the time? Of course not. But the objective is just to get through to help reprogram somebody's brain. Because I know on my end, I will gladly admit when I'm wrong. But the one thing I push for is equality across the board. If you're going to call somebody out on this thing, call the other person out. But when we start talking about this divide and conquer aspect of it, we have to be very, very careful. Because whether you want to believe it or not, having a back and forth and arguments and this, that, whatever, in reference to things that you have no control over, all it's doing is draining your energy, like Jermaine mentioned. That's where we got to get to. And then you got to start asking yourself, who's going to benefit more from me getting out of myself over these types of subjects? That's the whole thing. So the more that we communicate with each other, the more that we find common ground with each other, the more we become more self-sufficient. That's what they're scared of. That's the reason why somebody like a Fred Hampton was taken from us.
Yo, is Julian backstage?
He is, but it says it like, oh, wait a minute, he might be good now. I was just saying device is not connected. So there we go. All right, Julian, you on the stage. But these are the types of things that we have to be. I swear, Jay, you look so damn young. And the way you just did that, I'm like, Jermaine, don't make that face. Don't make that face. Leave her alone.
Main one is gonna sit up here and hate on that young comment.
I just see the head getting inflated. That's all. I know the aftermath of that comment.
All right, let me go ahead and play it. Let me go ahead and play the video. Go ahead, y'all.
Hey, now, when y'all hear this shit, y'all gonna be like, "Ain't no way she said this shit on fucking TV." But before I say, let me preface this. My mom, rest her soul, she used to swear by The View. In her age group, and some people maybe younger, they swear by these people. Listen to this shit.
The Supreme Court says, yes, he has that. He has all those rights. He is immune from everything. Yeah. You know what Joe Biden could do since he is presently president?
What?
Whoa. He could throw every Republican in jail.
Yeah.
I mean, he could.
The left.
Bro. No, the fuck he can't. But people who believe in these people, these hackling hens, they believe that shit. And they be like, well, Whoopi Goldberg said Joe Biden can throw all the Republicans in jail. And I'm like, really? Do you really believe that? And they do.
Was it you that I was talking to, or was it somebody else that said, for all the people that actually believe that Donald Trump was going to jail, did they forget that as a former president, he has Secret Service protection for life? So when he gets locked up, where are they going to put the Secret Service people at? I'll wait.
They become CEOs, you know that.
It's like, yo, and I'm speaking to everybody out there that ends up watching this video who doesn't necessarily agree with us. Why do you get so heavily involved in politics where it affects your emotions and you're fighting people who you actually love? I'm going to say this without saying the person's name. I have a friend that I met in Miami. Played golf with him. It's 4 of us. One of them has completely disowned me because of comments that I made in reference to Slow Biden and Trump. Whereas it turns into everything I do is wrong now. Everything. Like literally everything. So because I have an opinion about something, now you don't fuck with me no more? And that's, to me, I think that's lightweight compared to other people. Like, excuse me, and I got to make sure I say this as broad as possible. The greatest divide and conquer pretty much happened 4 years ago, because there was people who wouldn't allow their family members in their house due to a certain situation. Like, you let an outside source keep you away from your loved ones. Julian, no, we can't see you. You got to hit the button again. So let me be quiet. My man Kid is on. You go ahead and give one of your examples or multiple examples of this divide and conquer bullshit. And we gotta figure out a way to rectify it.
Hey, listen, when the whole Bell Biv DeVoe situation happened, I mean, me and my pops was at each other. You heard what I said. He kept telling me, "What about your family safety?" I'm like, "We safe, we good, we got our multivitamins, we out in the sun, we all right, we not around people." And I had a newborn at the time. And I never got it, and I was still working. I came to Atlanta in 2021 when the old version was down here. I ain't never caught it. Everybody else where I was working caught it, and I'm immunocompromised, so I should have been the first person up there. Be like, I said, nah, I'm good. I did my research. I was in them clubhouses with y'all. I did my own independent research. I said, we not getting it. My wife was thinking about getting it because, the job and all that. They were like, you should go get it. She was like, she thought about it. I was like, nah, don't do it. So she listened to me for once.
Don't let her see this episode, nigga.
Oh, I'm gonna show it to her later. And she didn't get it. My baby not getting it. We good. I might have caught it one time. I didn't even notice it.
Yeah, but the fact that you brought up, you brought up your father.
Mm-hmm. Well, he works in the pharmaceuticals, so I understood why he did. I mean, he did it. Luckily, he had never had no symptoms or anything. So, and he never tested positive. So that's a good thing.
But did he? But my question is, based on what we're talking about, were you affected by a family member or friend because of your decision that you made?
Was I affected?
Yeah, like somebody saying, "Well, I don't come out of the house. Don't come out of the house. Don't." Okay, so
not on that. But it was another thing. But yeah, I think y'all know about that other thing. I told y'all that before when I went down during the insurrection. Like, my uncle ain't speak to me for a while. Yeah, so
you know what? Based on what you said, I'm gonna see if I can find this video real quick. Jermaine, if I can find this video, I'm gonna send it to you, and see if you can play it after after Julian says what he's gonna say. But I want to touch on what Kid just said, so we can educate some people who may not know and some people who do know. So, Julian, go ahead, my man. The floor is yours. Let me see if I can find this video real quick.
Okay, y'all can hear me?
Yeah, you good?
Okay. And I always take the time to do this, but forgive me, I'm gonna take 5 seconds to do this because this is the first day of Ramadan. I'm a Muslim, and the 5 seconds is, I'm so happy to see Black men having these conversations, trying to get some answers. That makes me so happy, man. Now, divide and conquer. You started on this a couple of weeks ago, and we didn't get to finish. And what I wanted to say, and I want to know if we all agree, that the very root, the basis of our oppression is divide and conquer. Not just here, Africa, all over the world. That is a tactic of white supremacy. Because every time y'all say they, it's called, Julian called it what it is.
No, we do that for a reason. That's why we don't say it. There you go.
Well, that proves, all right. The first person to die for this country called the United States. I'm gonna act like I'm on CNN. Don't worry, I got you. The first person to die in this country, let's remember, we know this. Let's review this. We watching a game film, fellas. Okay. Was a black man named Crispus Attucks in the Boston Massacre. He was the first POW in the United States. Not POW, killed in action in the United States. Okay. The Boston Massacre, black man named Crispus Attucks. Why do I bring that up? Because when they set the laws for this country, the first right that they gave you was the right to talk freely, called the First Amendment, the freedom of speech, right? Right, fellas? Right? We know that didn't apply to us. That's why we sitting on here giving code words right now. Now, I get excited about it because too often we sit and we have conversations and we on the branches, but all of these things we're talking about will not, there will be no solution to any issue or any problem. And we know this is meant until we get to the root of the problem. Now, when you bring women in the room, and I'm assuming Jay is still around close by, they process things differently than we do. Man, I agree with you. I'm going to say something that's going to sound kind of controversial, but Maine suggested that you have to have take certain tests or have some sort of psychological or maybe educational capacity to be able to vote. Okay, I forgot how you put it, but I'm paraphrasing. You have to take an aptitude test or something to qualify for you to be smart enough to vote, right? That'll never happen because they want the American people to be dumb. We are a dumb people, man. And I hate to say this, but I can say it. Our people are the most dumb. Made to be ignorant. We've only been allowed to read for a small fraction of time since we've been here in America. Understand that, right? So here we are on Zuckerberg's platform. Here we are talking about the thing that divided and conquered us. We couldn't say nothing sideways without being put in this man's jail. First Amendment. First Amendment. The ability to speak and the purpose, let's remind ourselves, the purpose of that for those white boys that were signing that stuff was so that they could protect themselves against the government. You can't stop me from saying what I want to say. And it was a black man that was the first man to die for that right. And here we are, whether your name is Kanye, whether your name is Kyrie, whether your name is whatever name I can't say, they're being basically destroyed, possibly even killed for this. Because let me tell you, there's 4 men on the thing. Right now, it may be only a few people listening. But this is a spark that could turn into a major fire because black men are connecting and waking up. You guys are talking, y'all are talking about listen, it's going to sound controversial, but to back up what Maine said, I don't believe women should vote for the most part because they vote purely on emotion. They make decisions purely on emotion. And we have never, as black men, we have never been the head of the black family since we've been in America. That goes against the system for us to be the head of anything. So our women have been making decisions and supporting a party for what now? 50, 60 years? Let's go back. Civil rights movement. Let's see. Black people were segregated, separate. Black women were the most married out of all the other races. Least likely to get pregnant out of wedlock. The black woman was standing number 1, even with the segregation, oppression, all of that stuff. We were together and we were building. Black Wall Street and many, many, many others. Motown Records. This black business was flourishing because we were separated. There were 2 philosophies in the 60s. I'm just reminding, we're looking at the game film now. I know y'all know this. We're putting it together. Integration, segregation. Martin Luther King wanted to integrate. Malcolm X, we're talking divide and conquer still. Malcolm X wanted to remain segregated. So black people were torn. Divide and conquer. But you think they just went out in Africa and we just hopped on a boat? They had to divide and conquer. You think the way they came here and committed genocide on the Native Americans? Divide and conquer. There's an Uncle Tom and a traitor in every society. The Uncle Tom and the traitor is the perpetrator of divide and conquer. He looks just like us. He is necessary to implement their program. So we go get Megan Thee Stallion. You messed up, Tory Lanez. We need Megan to be our girl to help divide and conquer. It ain't even a race thing no more, gentlemen. It's a gender thing. Black man is against black woman. We were together 50, 60 years ago. Divide and conquer. Palestine, right now. Divide and conquer. I'm gonna close off by saying this. I know the brother you're talking about down in Miami. If we talk about the same. That's how I met you. That's how I met you. That lets me know you forgot, didn't you?
No, I didn't. Yo,
Okay.
I didn't forget. Jermaine knows because I told Jermaine what you gonna do when you see him. I told us already.
You got to understand, man. As men, we know there's some of us that just don't make the cut, man. Women don't. Women. I'm sorry.
Hold on 1 second, Jermaine. You got the text?
Yeah, you send it through Messenger.
I can't. That's the thing. I won't. If you can't from there, send it to your messenger because I can't. I sent that from my iPad.
All right.
Yeah, please. Go ahead, Julian.
Well, I know the brother. We go back. I don't know him real tight, but we played. We went to high school together. We played basketball together. But he was what we call in Florida a jitterbug. You have to understand his mentality. That's a kid. He liked to play around. So what we're talking about is very serious because it affects our entire family. And that particular person, quite frankly, and me and him got to have a conversation when I see him in person. But that particular person is really a man acting like a female. He's in his emotions.
Based on what you just said and what you said a few minutes ago, I want to touch on that. But then Jermaine's gonna play this video.
Okay.
Julian mentioned about women voting on emotion. What we have to understand is, especially in this country right now, we have a lot of men moving off of emotion, which is another tactic that they've done.
Most men.
To kind of separate us.
Let's tell the truth, man.
Yeah, he's right. It's most men.
No, I'm not denying it. It's just to actually hear it, it just puts things into perspective because I had like the friend of the show, family of the show, Kimani would always say, there's no way that men should be out here arguing with women the way that they are because that is a feminine trait.
There you go.
That right there is also an issue. But we want to do. Hold up, I think Jermaine pulled it up. I need everybody to listen closely to this particular video, especially people who keep screaming this word over and over and over again. This video is so on point, it's crazy.
Uh-oh.
That he wanted to propagate insurrection on our
Can y'all hear it?
The president incited an insurrection.
Let me talk to you. Quiz. Don't worry, just a short 3-question quiz. Question 1. What does the word insurrection even mean? Since it's been used so loosely over the past 3 years, I thought I'd start there. All right, we good? I can move on? All right, cool. Question 2. Who was the sitting president on January 6th, 2021? This is definitely not a trick question. I really want y'all to reflect on that one. Matter of fact, I'm going to give you a few more seconds to marinate on it. All right, cool. Let's move on. Third and final question. If you answer question 2 correctly, is what we've been told about question 1 for the last 3 years even possible? Exactly. Dang, I feel like I'm starting to lose some of y'all. All right, pencils down. Let me grade your papers. 1, an insurrection is an attempt to overthrow a government. 2, Trump was the sitting president on January 6, 2021. And 3, if Trump was still president at the time, how could he then incite an insurrection against himself? So Trump was trying to remove himself? Come on, man, make that make sense. Stop letting the media spit in your face and tell you it's raining. Trump did not and could not incite an insurrection, as so many were led to believe. Matter of fact, when they compared January 6th to the Civil War, It's the exact opposite.
You rip the country apart when you get into that stuff.
Trump let Biden get inaugurated to prevent a civil war.
Bottom line, when Trump said go home peacefully, who came to protest, he was actually talking to the real insurrectionists, the DS, the Capitol Police, the FBI, confidential human sources, Antifa, and those installed in Congress. If you read the Insurrection Act, words go home peacefully and patriotically was Trump attempting to give them a chance to stop what they were doing. And when they did not listen, the insurrection that started on November 3rd was then completed.
Go home and go home in peace.
So, but before anybody goes, please and this is videos like that and other things where people will assume, oh, you played that video, so you're a Trump supporter. That is emotional thinking. This is why you should have to take a fucking aptitude test on basic politics, on basic political science, so you can understand this. Look, they got free courses. I even put the free courses in the chat for you, because as soon as you hear that, you hear somebody in the chat saying, oh, well, that didn't happen, before they even look at anything that he said. Oh, well, no, that's stupid. Oh, this and that. They got something to say emotionally because for whatever reason, Trump triggers them. For whatever reason. I don't know what reason it is he triggers you, but he triggers you. Normally, when somebody triggers you that much to get you emotionally invested, that means something, a part of you resonates with that person. There's no way he should be able to trigger you that much, because guess what? If Trump was out of the equation, CNN wouldn't have nothing to talk about. He wouldn't have nothing to talk about. Nobody, all these news channels will be done because he has breathed life into them. They want him to win so they can have another 4 years of being live on television. They don't want him to lose. They want him to win.
Now you see why they want to ban TikTok.
Yeah.
No. Wait
a minute, Julian. And I want to say this before I let you go ahead and get your point across, and then Kid, you can go ahead next.
Okay.
Robert, I saw what you just said about he lost that election. This is stupid. And then let you on here. I'm sorry. I can't do that, because that video clearly explains how the narrative is wrong. And you want to reply and rebut that which are facts. I'm sorry. I can't do that. I apologize, but there's no way, because so the purpose of playing that was to show the actual reality of what it was and to show that the narrative is being pushed. They aren't even using the definition correctly of what it was. So I'm sorry. Nah, go ahead, Julian.
I want to be very simple. The brother asked, why do they emotionally respond to Donald Trump that way? When I'm sure all of us agree, when the whole racial thing and before Trump got elected, and this whole racial stuff, police brutality and all was coming on, I understand. I don't like neither side, right? But at that time, the alpha, I'm gonna call the alpha black man, the alpha-minded black man. And for the ladies who are listening, ladies, y'all don't decide who the alpha is. What happens is all the men get together and we fight it out, and whoever wins or whoever gets respect amongst us is the alpha ones amongst us, right? And those are the ones that the women are typically attracted to, right? So the masculine-minded black men felt Donald Trump's racism that the news was putting out on Front Street, right? We were happy to have a black president, so we were sleeping when a black president, but Trayvon Martin happened on his watch. Sandra Bland and Mike Brown had happened on Obama's watch, right? So when Trump came in, they do what they do every 4 years, is they scare you with racism. So a lot of black people have been conditioned to believe that he's racist if they fell for the get up. So that's part of the reason. But I'm gonna tell you why women don't like Donald Trump. And I'm going to tell you why it's flipped. And in my opinion, more of the alpha male-minded masculine black men are going over to Trump now. But I'm going to tell you why the women of all colors don't like him, especially the black woman. Because Donald Trump represents a masculine-minded, traditional-minded alpha dog. Unapologetic, right? That's what Donald Trump is the white man's rapper. So women, black women especially. Oh man, don't let me get too deep on it. Kevin Samuels, listen, no. Black women don't like. Listen, black women and feminists do not like that aspect of Trump. That is their biggest issue with Donald Trump. So that's why they respond in an emotional way. Feminine black men, which most of us are, let's call it like it is. 50, 60 years ago, yeah, we was together, right? What happened? The white feminists came over and said, come on, girl. It's us against these men. Black woman was number one. Working with her man. Things weren't perfect, but compared to all of the other races, the black woman was number one.
Hold that thought. Let me make something clear.
I do not agree with that assessment.
I didn't think you would. I didn't think you would.
I know you
Why am I surprised?
I'm pretty sure you knew I wouldn't. Because it has nothing to do with that. It has nothing to do with feminism or whatever. You know, some women like him for their own whatever. Like, listen, if you are educated in his policies at the time, maybe it worked for you in your tax bracket. Maybe it worked for you in terms of the policies that he presented. Maybe, I don't know. But I so can't sit here and let you like get away with the fact that all black women. No, that is so not the case, darling. That is not.
Well, let me ask you.
Let me hold up before Julian responds. I want to be careful with this because what I don't want to do is feed more into this and have a back and forth in reference to this.
No. Remember, we're not going to divide and conquer. We're coming together. Right. We ain't falling for that, right? But I understand where she's coming from. I'll ask her a simple question. See, this is where emotion comes in. This is why I made the emotional. That's why I made the statement about women voting, because this is, if you want to see it play out with the problem with black people, this is the conversation right here. Let me ask you a question, Jay. Then explain to me how in the 60s was the black woman ranked number one in terms of other women in terms of marriage and family. And here we are 50, 60 years later, and black women are dead last. Least likely to get married, most likely to have a child out of wedlock, and all the other negative statistics and compared to all the other women of all other races. And we are more divided as black people than ever before. The subject of the show is divide and conquer, Jay. So I'm just going to ask you, if you disagree, this is what this forum is about. And I didn't say all women. You may be the exception to the rule, but let's see. How do you explain that shift? What caused it? Is it a coincidence that black people have been 1,000% loyal to the Democrat Party? Is there any type of correlation to that?
Well, the name of the show is Divide and Conquer, right? So I cannot comment on what happened nearly 40 years ago, but I can tell you this: I have an inkling. Education has a lot to do with it, and we're more educated than we were then. Because if you go back and you really get into the history of it,
by whose curriculum?
Allowed to vote.
By whose curriculum?
Even allowed to.
By whose curriculum?
You gotta let her finish her point.
Saying there was a disparity in voting 40 years ago. Needless to say, bless you. Needless to say, for black folks, but for women especially. So let's, in other words, Julian, let's move a little bit more forward in this 21st century and say, hey, we're more educated, not just men and not just women. Like everyone's educated now. So we're not 40 years ago. So I just feel like you're a statistic when you say, oh, most black women or women will vote for him, based on whatever. No, that's not true, darling. It has, to me, this is my opinion. This is not the opinion of the Unplugged show. This is Jay alone. I think that progress is what has happened. Education is what has happened. Opinion based on your own situation has happened. And it needs to be accounted for. I don't sit here and let you say that it's just all black women, because it ain't. It's not.
Did anybody besides her hear me say all black women? I said our women. I didn't say my woman, your woman. I didn't put it on nothing. When we have conversations as black people, and this is a family conversation, we all point at whether you do it or whether I do it, whether I'm that person. See, that's separation. We have a problem. And what you did, and I say this respectfully, is that you did not answer my question because you're not educated on it. You haven't studied. My question was, what is the correlation between the black woman being number one in terms of marriage and family 50, 60 years ago, and now she's at the very bottom in terms of marriage and family as compared to other races, and the fact that we have become liberal and obsessively loyal more so to the Democratic Party than we are ourselves. And I'm asking you again, and it's okay if you don't know the answer. I understand you responding emotionally because perhaps because you're a woman, you feel like I'm talking to you personally. I don't know you. I can't even see your face. I'm rising above my emotions and I'm looking at the fact that our women are at the bottom and we're men. And we don't like it. That's our responsibility. So I'm asking why.
Oh, yeah. No, I am. Oh, man, Julian, I'm set up to answer that particular question. And here's the thing. No disrespect, but let me apologize because when you speak, you really do make it seem like it's all black women. You really do. You said our women. That encompasses in my head most, all, whatever. What's the difference? Technically, I answered your question, but maybe, no disrespect, you weren't listening. Education and the fact that at the time, a lot of women did not have the right to vote, darling. So at this point, now we have progressed a little in the 30, 40 something years. And we have
Who have progressed?
single women.
No, women have degressed.
That's your opinion. And
let me ask the men's opinion.
No. Agree to disagree. We got to move on because this right here, we gotta.
Okay. This is the divide.
No. It's the whole point. We can't stay on a topic like this when we have to keep going. That's my whole point. That's like we can't do this.
Okay, but this is divide and conquer, correct?
Yes, but once again, we have to bring up other examples. We can't stay on this. Number one.
I'll give you another. Okay, let me give you another example.
Hold on, wait a minute. Julian, you and Jay, y'all can talk on the back channel. How about y'all had that conversation on the back channel, and then you message her, y'all reach out to each other.
I don't necessarily want to have a conversation. I don't think.
But this is why I want to take this because we also have Kid Gravity on. So Kid. And that's what I mean. We gotta bounce.
Yeah, absolutely. So
Kid, it's funny that the subject that they were going back and forth about, what immediately popped in my mind was this. Based on what Julian said, let's think about how the system was changed in our society, whereas fathers couldn't be in the home. If you got welfare, right? I think that's how it was, or whatever. The father couldn't live there. So now, mind you,
they couldn't even have remnants of being there.
Exactly. So if they got caught, and that right there alone destroyed. Not gonna say destroyed because it was always husband and wives and things like that back in the day. But that's also another example of that divide and conquer mentality. So with me bringing that up, either you could touch on that, or do you have another example that you might be thinking of?
Me?
Oh, nah. Kid
okay.
In terms of what?
The divide and conquer aspect of it, because I'm doing my best to kind of touch as many aspects of it as possible. Because to me, we have so many. Because I know even thinking about it right now, when I think about that scene from the Matrix, when Morpheus told Neo, you have to be careful because anybody can be an agent when you step into this matrix.
I mean, I mean, there's a divide now between like the educated class and like people that are not even in the educated class. Meaning, you got all these new people coming out of college and think they know everything, and then you got the established people trying to tell them we thought the same thing with our parents when they were trying to tell us what the game was, and now we're seeing that they were right most of the time, and now we're trying to educate you, but you think you know everything. Okay, we might have to. We're in the decision now if we got to make y'all fail to understand what we're trying to tell you. So that could be another one, but that one might not play out for maybe another year or two. Depends on how it goes in November.
Yeah, I can agree to that.
I mean, to me, it's just it's amazing. Tanya, do not forget, send us a private message with your contact info somehow. I don't care if it's social media, phone number, do it in the private chat so we can get in contact with you. See, I like stuff like this because it's about the open communication, and that's exactly what we need. And I think the people that's on this panel right now and the people that's listening, we can address these types of issues. And then it's about moving forward. But when I mentioned the elite, the wealthy, and the rich, the elite make sure that it's always an us against them mentality, but they put us against them as far as the bottom tiers. And that's where we have to be very, 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 very careful, because all we got is us, and we have to nip this shit in the bud, but it starts with open communication.
But and just to piggyback off of that, this is exactly what they want. This is what the ruling elites, they want us having conversations about this, because this doesn't affect their bottom line. Culture
Okay,
wars.
what is this? I'm confused. What is this?
I'm finished.
They want us having conversations, and they want us divided on issues about race. They want us to have issues about gender identity. They want us to have all these cultural beefs with each other, women versus men, and all this shit. That doesn't hurt their bottom line. That's why they have pushed all this shit to the forefront. Racism is $1 billion business. All this stuff is $1 billion business. But doing shit for the people, they don't give a shit about doing shit for the people. They'd rather keep y'all fighting about that, because like I said, it doesn't affect their bottom line. When stuff started to affect their bottom line, then that's when they start giving the shit. But as long as they can keep us beating each other up about all this other cultural shit, then they're cool with that. But as far as policies and laws and legislation, they're not gonna do shit for the people. I mean, it should be painfully obvious.
So what do we
at this point,
so what do we do?
At this point, we have to pull away from the system. I've been saying this for years. And the reason why I'm going to say politics is because we're in this politics cycle. You're going to see all of this rhetoric that we see every 4 years. You're going to see all this pandering that you see every 4 years. We have to pull away, especially in national politics, because like I said, and this is why I keep going back to these courses. I can put the free courses in the goddamn chat. They got free courses for political science and just basic shit where people can understand. If you don't like Killer Mike said a couple of weeks ago in one of his interview, he said, if you don't know your local council person and if you're not involved in local politics, how the fuck you gonna be involved in national politics when we know national politics, our vote does not count? So why you get so invested on Trump versus Biden and shit like that? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Nothing they do is going to affect you. It's nothing they do. People can say, "Oh, when Trump was in this, that." Okay, cool. Whatever the case may be. It don't matter who's in. They're not beholden to the American people. They're beholden to the corporations that prop them up. They're beholden to the military-industrial complex. They're beholden to the oil company. They're beholden to the banks. They're not beholden to the American people. So quit getting into this matrix of this election shit and listening to The View and Rachel Maddow and Joy-Ann Reid and all these stupid people who are getting millions of dollars a day to be on these shows where Medicare for all insurance ain't affecting them. They don't have to worry about going in bankrupt because they got to go to the hospital. They don't have to worry about the stuff that the average American people have to worry about. So why are you even listening to them?
Yo, I got a
I
question.
got a question. Oh, go ahead.
I got a question for Jermaine and probably Kid Gravity, because y'all can school me on something. I got a statement after y'all give me the answer. Can one of y'all explain to me exactly what critical race theory is?
It's bullshit. That's the answer. It's bullshit.
The reason why I'm asking this is because, and y'all can tell me if I'm wrong when I make this statement. I saw so many of our people up in arms about CRT or whatever the case may be, when, especially based on what Demeter just said in the comments, if you have an issue with that, why not just teach your children at home? So why are you so worried about whatever's going on in school? Because bottom line is we already know the indoctrination and how it goes. So for me,
I think, go ahead.
But to even take what I'm saying a step further, these people who complain and say whatever they say about certain things like that ain't never even been to a school board meeting ever. They probably
You know
even
what
know
it is?
Go ahead.
I think it's because since this whole 2020 thing happened, a lot more people are now aware of what's going on, especially with those reports that came out that our kids have regressed ever since. So now I think it forced them to really understand what's going on in these school systems. Now, I get your point that they should homeschool them, but we know most people don't have the resources or the time to do that. And their only recourse is probably to go private. But again, that costs resources. I think the overall point is, as parents, we are teaching our kids from the day they come out. The day they take their first cry, we're teaching them. The day they hurt themselves the first time, we're teaching them. The day they go off to college, even though that's a sad day, we're still teaching them. We're going to teach them until we in the grave, you know, Lord willing. For the Christian.
And I want to, and even Demeter just said in the comment, people will save themselves in small groups because we all think differently. There's more than one way to be free of this system. Self-accountability is the first step. I don't think that a lot of people really understand that, because I push certain things and it goes over cats' heads. Like, I don't know. Actually, I do know where Kid Gravity lives unless he moves. I drop the shirt off to his house. But like where I live in a house and there's a cul-de-sac. What if in this cul-de-sac, everybody started a small garden and we all grew something differently and we bartered amongst ourselves with what we have? And every single cul-de-sac did the same exact thing. Then we start to eliminate ourselves and basically take ourselves out of the equation where we got to keep dependent on the supermarket. And Jermaine has been talking about I think it's 3-day supplies of food or whatever at the supermarket for the past 3 to 4 years and saying that we have a food shortage. I do Instacart. So I'm in Publix and I'm in Kroger a lot. What I've noticed in Publix in the past year, they keep remodeling the store and they're moving things in a certain way and it's that whatever. And I know for a fact that's partly because they don't have the same quantity of products and they're making it seem like it's the same. But the average person, they don't pay attention to that at all. I'm constantly in there and I see this. So I'm saying that to say that's something that we got to come together. We got to come together on, especially with us being down in the South. We have to. We got to utilize that shit. And I want to make sure I get the name right. I just watched a documentary. I think the name of it is Kiss the Ground or something. I could be wrong, but it's Woody Harrelson is the narrator. Everybody got to watch that. You got to watch that. It's so important. We got to get back to being self-sufficient. We have to, because if we don't, it's going to kill us in the end. I mean, it's already like that because you have so many people that will fight for this system when they don't even realize that the system are the ones killing you. So just be mindful of that. Go ahead, Julian.
Okay. I think I'm listening to everybody. I think I agree with main one the most. But everybody's saying the same thing. Basically, you're saying being self-sufficient and do for self, right?
Yeah.
Right. We as a Black community got to learn to do for self, right? not depending on them for we got farmers, we got right.
Yeah.
And I think I brought up earlier in the conversation, 50, 60 years ago, we were separated, but we were together, right?
Yes.
And we were doing for self, right? 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 That was the point that I was trying to make, is that Black people were once in this position that we're in now, 50, 60 years ago. Do we integrate into their society or do we remain separated? Okay? Martin Luther King fought, protested, and even was killed to integrate into their society. I hear what you're saying, Main One. I'm going deeper. You saying it's about money, Main One, but no, I'm going deeper. We're religious people. This is God and devil. This is good and evil. This is positive and negative. This is science. Okay? The #1 export of Israel, fellas, is diamonds. You're no. Listen. I'm on CNN.
No.
See, okay. I take
Julian, wait. All I'm saying is be careful of the words that you use. So you mentioned
I'm on CNN.
No. You mentioned a particular group.
I said Israel.
I understand. That's my point. Get my
It's a
point?
country.
It doesn't matter. You got to be mindful. You got to be mindful. Just be mindful.
Okay. That place's #1 export is diamonds. I'm going deeper with what Mano's saying.
Hey,
okay.
Yo, fool, I gotta go.
All right, my man. I got you.
All right.
Appreciate it.
All right. I'll be very brief. Because I agree with Main One. What motivates that? They've gone all around the world for money. You said racism. Yeah. Racism is still on the branch. It's something in them that has an issue with us that needs to control not only us, but the entire world. So here in the United States, we were doing better when we were separated. You see the X behind my name? Malcolm X wanted to stay separated. He's saying the same thing y'all are saying. We've been saying for the past 50, 60 years. Last week, when we talked, well, the week before last, when the brother was on and we talked about divide and conquer, and I talked about Farrakhan, he brought up Jim Jones as like not following one person. Divide and conquer means you have no hierarchy, you have no plan, you have a bunch of people walking around. You have every Black leader that rose and opposed, we saw what happened to them, all except one. Every Black organization that came together to do for self always wanted to go and work with them, and they all were destroyed and controlled, except one. So all I'm saying, brothers, is this. And this is why the discord, the root of the discord of us not being able to come together and agree is because man and woman can't come together and agree. And during that very same time when we were together, man and woman were separated. That's the root. Yes, it's money, but we're money. We are money. This content, Cat Williams, Shannon Sharp is money. Kanye West is money. Can I say that name? Him is money. They have been the biggest ones to get, you're right, Main One. That place over there that I can't say, their #1 export is diamonds. There's no diamond mines over there. They're in Africa. So you're right, it's about money. But before it's about money, it's about the color of this, because that's in their nature to be against us. If we really want some solutions, we got to fix our personal houses first. I said earlier, now it's not about black and white no more, it's gender. We're fighting more and more with our own woman every day, and the family can't come together.
You're right. Now let me now Rob, we go ahead and speak your piece. But here's the whole thing. Before you go ahead and get your points across, I want to be mindful of something based on what you said. First off, you already know it ain't nothing you can school us on. Nothing. So that we gotta get that. No, I'm going by your words. You can't, you shouldn't do that, because you wanted to come on based on, especially that video that we played about the insurrection, when I'm pretty sure you didn't even go check based on what he said to see if it's fact, which it is. But go ahead.
What video are you talking about?
There we go. See, that's my point.
The video he played?
Yes, that's my point.
I look at it like this, man. It seems like a lot of black dudes are upset with black people because they vote a certain way. And instead of trying to persuade them in an intelligent way. You call them stupid, and you're not going to get people on your side if you constantly calling people
Who calls
stupid
somebody stupid?
and women shouldn't be voting. You're upset because women, the
Oh, that's
women,
me.
black women,
I said that.
because black women vote in large droves for Democrats. Oh, now they shouldn't be able to vote because they don't vote the way you want them to vote.
No, because they don't vote on facts.
But whose facts are you talking about? Your facts?
The observable reality. They're at the bottom.
You sit here and say Trump is not a racist. This man has cases where he has lost racial
I
cases.
said he's not a racist. I said he's not a racist.
You said that. You said, oh, they keep saying Trump is a racist. He is a racist.
No, he didn't.
And I'm not saying that. And I'm not saying that to say Biden is any better. But it seems like black men seem like they upset when people people can vote for who they want to vote for. You guys had a guy on there last week.
We're not talking about last week. We're not talking about last week.
Okay, I'm just talking about the company you keep.
It doesn't
You know what
matter.
I'm saying?
No. See that?
The
No.
company you keep.
Wait, Rob. Hold up. See, that's the
You know what
problem.
I'm saying?
Rob, what this the problem. See, you're speaking on emotion. Let's stay on the subject.
He's right. He's right.
Actually, I think you guys are with the emotions.
Rob, please stop. We're talking about subject. You're speaking on emotion. So you have to stop that because every time we talk about something, we bring receipts. So based on what you're saying, show us some receipts. If you can't say what you're saying, my man.
What receipts are you talking about? What receipts do you have?
Rob, we always show videos. We always show
I can't link my computer to your computer, man. My computer ain't linked up. I can pull up a lot of stuff.
What we're saying, Rob, is you're making blanket statements that are not factual.
And that's all you guys are doing.
You keep saying
that's all you do. That's all y'all do. Y'all play a video. A video is not fact.
Okay.
Rob, hold on. Stop. Let me ask you a few questions, and then we can go from there. Are we doing better as a community? We ain't talking as a community. Are we doing better now or at Reconstruction when we got out of slavery?
I don't think Reconstruction had anything to do with it, man.
I said, are we as a community doing better now, or were we doing better right after slavery?
Are we doing better now? We doing better now. No.
We're doing better now. So we had more wealth. We had more wealth coming out of slavery than we have now. So how can you say we're doing better now? See, this is what I'm talking about. When you say before you come and talk about you're gonna school somebody, you have to know your shit. Don't come on here and just throw out blanket statements. Because we had more wealth coming out of slavery than we have now. So how is that when we've had over 10,000 plus black elected officials? We have all this technology. How do we have less now than we have then? So don't come here and say, y'all just say blanket statements, because everything I say can be backed up with facts. And you have to do your due diligence to go look it up. But you won't do that because you still stuck on in the matrix of CNN, Rachel Maddow, The View, and all these other shows.
I watch Fox News. I watch Fox News. You didn't mention that one.
But you couldn't answer the simple question I just
name
answered.
my news network, Fox News, while you at it.
But you're wrong, Robert. You're wrong.
How are you right?
Because what I just said is a fact.
What's your point? It's
a fact.
We're not going back. We're not going back to those days.
My point.
We're not going back, though, Jermaine.
My point is people like you.
I think that's your issue.
No,
your
issue.
Like
you, my issue is
people like me. What's people like me? What you mean?
Because who are you going to vote for?
I'm voting for whoever I want to vote for. It's my business who I'm voting for.
It's your business. Who did you vote for in 2020?
I voted for Biden.
Why did you vote for Biden?
Because I'm big on character. Now, I can't vote for a guy with horrible character as Trump.
What?
I can't vote for a guy who just lost a rape case.
What?
You know what I'm saying? I can't vote for that. That's my opinion.
Okay.
You know, that's my opinion.
All right.
And blacks traditionally do better under Democratic power.
Jerome,
Really?
please, Jerome.
Blacks do better under Democratic power.
Jerome.
Okay. All right. Hey,
We always
it's time for us to go.
But see, we all think everybody want to be right. But see, don't nobody want to be challenged.
No, you don't want to be challenged.
You don't want to be challenged.
You don't want to be challenged because you don't do no
you see what I'm
research.
saying? Here's the thing.
Here's the thing. Research. You said blacks
listen, man.
do
I'm
better under
open-minded.
You
I'm
said
an
blacks do
open-minded
better under
person.
Democratic. Show me the proof.
That's an open. Okay,
Show me the proof.
I'll go get you proof,
Facts
Jermaine,
over
and I'll send
feelings.
it to you after the show.
Thank
I'll
you.
send it to you. And I want you to come on the show the next week and say he was right.
I will.
See the reason why you don't know this because you don't care to know this.
Right.
You don't care to know this.
Okay. Let me say this before I end the show, and I'm gonna be dead honest when I say this. I'm gonna be very honest when I say this. Rob, based on everything you said, being that we bring up facts, give me the name of the last book that you read.
What fact do you bring up?
Once again, I'm gonna ask you the same way he asked you a question.
The Bible.
What was the last book?
Thank you, bro. The Bible. Yeah, the Holy Bible.
I gave the answer.
And I don't need nothing else. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. You know what? That right there is the perfect way
I know the type. I know the
that
type.
right there is the perfect way to end the show. For everybody else, and we want to thank y'all for tuning in.
See, and that's your problem. You think you know everything because you read a book or two. You think you know everything because you can read a book.
For everybody out there,
you think you know everything because you read a book. See, the thing about you don't like to be challenged.
Rob, you do realize, Rob, you just said you talked about character, and at this very moment, Biden is involved in a world genocide. Okay, Biden is allowing women and children to be murdered. You understand? So don't talk about character.
How's Biden allowing?
How many wars did Trump start? I can't hear. I can't hear. Damn.
just so y'all know, we're going to go ahead and end the show because this ain't what we do. This right here, and we apologize because we don't do this. We make sure that when we have our shows that it's about the information that you need and not necessarily that you want. And we don't play into this because honestly, what just happened is very, very low frequency. We don't do this. So that's what I'm saying. I apologize to everybody out there. Man, you want me to play this before we end the show?
Nah.
Okay.
Fool, let me say one thing, fool. Let me say one thing.
No.
Let me say one thing.
No, we about to end the show, man. I'm sorry. I can't.
Because you don't want to be challenged. You hate to be challenged.
Damn.
And you'll never get people to your side because you only want your side to be
You can't
told.
challenge me in shit because you can't fucking think. What the fuck?
See what I'm saying?
I
See what I'm saying?
This is ridiculous. This is the reason why I can't fuck with you like this. It's annoying.
That's it.
Then you bringing dudes on who telling women women shouldn't be able to vote. Man, this dude live in the ice age, man.
That's me.
Really? This 2 weeks in a row you brought faulted guests.
Okay, listen. Once again, for every single person on the show, I apologize. That's the type of shit that can get you unalive, since I gotta say the right word. That's dangerous right there. And for me, where I am right now, if I could punch this fucking wall, I would. Because that shit is annoying. That's the reason why I like to remove myself from that shit. That's the reason why we don't have that type of energy on our show. It's just not worth it. And I'm saying this for everybody out there. If you got people like that in your life, remove yourself. Because
and
it's
by the way,
dangerous.
that was tongue in cheek. That was tongue in cheek about women shouldn't vote.
Hold
that
up.
was tongue in cheek.
I'm about to end the show.
Yeah, don't take that. Don't take that.
Let me end the show.
Right.
I got you. Yo, for all of y'all out there, listen. Everybody can have an opinion. We get it. We totally get it. But you have to remove yourself from stuff like that. Y'all don't understand how right now I'm so not me that it's crazy. And that's why you remove yourself from that shit.
Separation, man.
But
segregation.
For all of y'all that tuned in, we appreciate it. Demeter, you know we love you. Everybody else that tuned in, we love all of y'all. If you weren't on this show in the beginning, for the time being, we will be on Mondays at 8. Because by us going and rocking out Mondays at 8, you can see all three of us, which is a beautiful thing because it's been a very long time since we've been able to do this. Now we want to make sure that we keep on doing this. And if y'all haven't already done it, please make sure that you go like, share, subscribe, everything we on, especially TikTok. We are unplugged or free your mind on TikTok and everything like that. So make sure you do that. We're pushing hard to make sure that we keep on keeping on. And we are in such a good place right now, even though they do their best to push us down. And we can't have that anymore. So once again, I apologize. If Jermaine and Julian, we definitely appreciate you being on. But I'm gonna let Maine and Jay pretty much say they final words, and we're gonna go ahead and end the show.
I'm good, bro.
All right.
Yeah, I'm good. Y'all have a good show. Thanks, Julian. Thanks for coming on. But we'll talk later. You do know that.
Oh yeah. I look forward to it.
Me
all
too.
Right, y'all. We'll see y'all next Monday.
Good night, y'all.
I know you're out there. I can feel you now. I know that you're afraid. You're afraid of us. You're afraid of change. I don't know the future. I didn't come here to tell you how this is going to end. I came here to tell you how it's going to begin. I'm going to hang up this phone, and then I'm going to show these people what you don't want them to see. I'm going to show them a world without you.